So Strykar Demonblood's fortune continues and has actually increased. The favour he earned from the capture of the treasure from the Orc brutes has spread far and wide and allowed him to recruit a Dark Oath chieftain and a Chaos warrior. So that now brings Strykar's warband back up to 8. And in this mission, we'll see if Strykar's luck and fortune continues. He's already now had conflicts with the Daughters of Cain, the Legions of Nagash, the Untamed Beasts, and the Auric Brutes. His 5th travail will involve Skaven, specifically a Plague Priest who is accompanied by 2 Rat Ogres. The Plague Priest is Grask the Pockblessed, who is coming off a victory against the Seraphim, and in the Hammer and Dagger groups, plague monks with a pair of blades. So we should now see the map, and this is what they'll be fighting over: a bell tower, the ladder here, and just some other obstacles in the way, including some dangerous terrain. So looking now at the missions. So going to deployment, we'll randomly select one here, and it will be a Clash of Blades. Okay, and now looking at the priority roll. Let's have a look. So red is Slaves to Darkness. Okay, so Skaven get the priority. All right, so they now elect which side they want to go, and it's symmetrical. They both, the shield is strong. It's round 2. Look, it's symmetrical. Just make it red is Skaven, and the blue, darker color, is slaves. Okay, randomly selecting now the victory condition, and we get no quarter. So let's read this one. Purge them from these lands and claim the territory for your own. The battlefield is divided halfway along its width and length into quarters of equal dimension. At the end of each battle round, each player scores 1 victory point for each quarter of the battlefield that has more fighters from their warband wholly within it than it does enemy fighters. Models within more than 1 quarter do not contribute towards the number of models in any quarter. The battle ends after 3 battle rounds. When the battle ends, the player with the most victory points wins the battle. Alright. And now we go to the twist cards. So the twist for this battle will be bitter rivals. Okay, so the leaders of these warbands share a mutual hatred. So Strykar goes back a bit with the Plague Priest, having exchanged insults and grievous wounds over the course of several battles. Add 1 to the attacks and strength characteristics of attack actions made by fighters with the leader rune mark. By targeted enemy fighter with the leader rune mark, this battle will have a range of characteristic of 3 or less. Both of them have a range of 3 or less. So when they go against each other, that could be better, I think, for Strykar. He's the stronger fighter in this one. So the Plague Priest will be relying on the muscle of the Rat Ogres. Alright, so moving now to the setup. Alright, surveying the setup now. So there's 1 quadrant here, 1 up there. At the moment, Skaven have got both of those, and then on the other side of the board, the slaves have got the other 2 quadrants. So at the end of this first round, whoever's got the most figures in the quadrant will get a victory point in that quadrant. If it's a draw, neither of them get a victory point. So there's 5 figures on the board at this point. That's just the center of the board, and that's destiny dice. So he's got destiny, and these two have got destiny. That's what that marker means there. So rolling now for initiative. Black as slaves. 2 doubles, 2 singles for slaves, and a double and 4 singles for Skaven. At this stage they will keep the wild dice saved. No point blowing it first turn. So Skaven go first. They've got a double up their sleeves. They need to think about, do they just stay where they are, or can they send 1 figure up, keep 1 on their quadrant? It's a bit risky to send 1 up. If it dies, then slaves can then just send 2 through down the bottom here to take it. It's tricky. They could send 2 Skaven figures. Maybe they send 2 to block to try and nullify these 2. The thing with the plague monks, though, they've only got 8 health and 3 toughness, so they're not very durable. They do have the scurry away ability with their double, which is free disengage, but they might not even survive the first hit from the Dark Oath Chieftain or even the Chaos Warrior, so it's very tough for them. I think they might just wait. Okay. Alright, so he waits. Okay, so first activation for Slaves of Darkness for battle round 1. Again, can they press all 3 into here to take it? It's even numbers. They probably need to just stay put, get their victory point. Problem for the upper quadrant is they've got round 2, the 2 Rat Ogres and the Plague Priest coming in. And the problem for Skaven in the bottom quadrant is that you've got the Marauder, the Chaos Warrior, and Strykar Demonblood coming in, Lord of Chaos. So how can they maneuver it to maintain parity? That's an interesting scenario. So 4 quadrants. Whoever's got the most miniatures gets a point at the end of the round. Really, the best strategy for Slaves of Darkness is they've got an avalanche of pain coming through with the Rat Ogres. The Rat Ogres have an obscene damage potential, 4 attacks, 4 strength, 4 8, and they can also move 5 inches. So there's going to be a push here from the Skaven. It's almost maybe worthwhile for slaves to just let maybe hold them up, or let them take this quadrant and then preserve this one, and maybe push and pincer in the chaff units here from the Skaven, and maybe they can end up getting these 3 L-shape quadrants, and then sacrificing, giving that one to the Skaven, because I don't think these 2 models are going to be able to prevent them. Skaven maybe can sacrifice this one, I suppose, keep that as long as they can, and maybe assist in capturing that one in the maybe a Rat Ogre can swing around here, but it's a bit harder for Skaven to win this, only because they've got more chaff units who can, it wouldn't be hard to pulverize them. They've got to really stay out of action. So anyway, getting to the first activation for slaves, they also will wait. It's nothing really to be gained by moving at this stage. So one will have to stay. He'll probably wait. He's probably the least likely to have an impact. So now going to the Skaven's second activation. This chap here has to move because the rules say if you're bordering both quadrants, and same with also the Dark Oath, they don't actually count as affecting either. So they've got to pick one or the other. You can't have them straddling the boundary line between the quadrants. So second activation, the things does he want to move now? They look safe. It doesn't look like there can be any. They certainly don't want to move within range of these guys or these guys. I want to stay back. They are also wary though of these guys coming in, start a second round. So it's a bit of a tough one. I think this guy will just move. He moves 6 inches. Is there much to be gained? No, he can't do that. He's got to stay in this quadrant. That's the boundary here. So I don't know if you can see that line. So he's just going to stay here. And okay, so that's his turn. Well, he can probably, yeah, he'll just actually move. Okay, second activation for chaos. Dark Oath only moves 4. He's going to go right to the edge. Just brought the Dark Oath Chieftain just back a touch so he doesn't give a free attack to the Plague Monk there. So now it's the Plague Monk's turn. Keep knowing that the Dark Oath can move 4. They will want to stay out, and also he's got a range of 1. I can probably just, this chap can probably go to about here, and this Chaos Warrior will likewise move there. This Skaven will, again, they want to be wary, they'll stay out. This chap will move. I think these guys are just going to stay put. They want to hold that against their. Actually, they might put themselves up to where they could maybe attack the Rat Ogres should the Rat Ogres move 5. Yep, so maybe he'll just put himself here within range of the Rat Ogre. And this chap will move. He'll stay here out of range. And he'll just move a little bit more that way. And this guy will move. Alright, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to move them around a little bit. They're not going to engage. There's no use throwing yourself next to give your opponent a free attack. So we now will go to round 2. Okay, initiative dice. Skaven get a double and 4 singles again, like last turn. Got 2 wild dice up their sleeves. Oh, okay, so we've got for slaves a triple and a double. So clearly priority is going to go to Skaven with the 4 singles. They've only got 1. And let's think about wild dice now. How should they be distributed? Let me have a think. So they'll each will use 1 wild dice. The slaves will make the triple a quad, and the Skaven will make, actually I'll use both theirs. I'll make a triple 3, and they'll make a double 6. Okay, so only 1 wild dice left now for slaves. So okay, so Skaven, they get to deploy according to the around 2, so here they are along this edge. They can go 3 inches in. They get to deploy 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's within 3 inches. Okay, and same for Strykar. Now, where will they go? Is it smarter to go more central? It gives them access to both, pressures both quadrants. Problem is, it puts him into, yeah, not much choice. He's got to go. Maybe this guy will go here. All right. Okay, so that's now how it's looking now for round 2. Remember, it's 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. So already, oh, actually, yeah, I should have done victory points. So victory points, Skaven got 2 from last round, and Slaves got 2. Okay, so looking at the end of this battle round, Chaos have got 3. Skaven have got 2 here. Skaven still got 3 there. Skaven outnumbered them 3 to 2 and 1, 2. So again, it's still, if it stays, it's parity if it continues like this, but we shall see. So the Rat Ogre is going to move. It's got 5 movements, so he'll have to do double move, and he's going to put himself right in the Chosen's face. He might actually move away from the Dark Oath. Dark Oath has got a triple there, so he doesn't, sorry, quad, so he doesn't want the Dark Oath to go 3, 4. Yeah, so he's got to be out of the death blow range. And using the triple the Skaven have, he will do a crushing charge, which is until the end of the activation. Next time he finishes a move action with one enemy, he can do damage equal to the value, so that's 3 damage. So that's 3 damage to the Chosen. Alright, that's the end of the Rat Ogre's turn. He's setting himself up for the next battle round. Now these guys have got the luxury to know that they're not going to quite reach, so they don't need to activate. There's no danger there. You might want to try and knock off some of these little Skaven if they can, or at least try and shut them down, which is going to be a challenge in itself. So let me have a think. Okay, so the Chaos Lord's going to move, he only moves 4. So he's going to go, now if he uses the double, he can go 5. So that's 2, 4, 5. He's not going to be in range, so he has to just do a move. So he'll move himself to here, and actually can stay within. Does he want to? He can stay out of range. No, he doesn't mind if he gets hit. It actually feels his extra attacks. So let's see if he takes impact damage from traversing the deadly terrain. So 4, 5 is 1 damage, and 2 is nothing, and 6 would have been 3, but nothing there. So that's the end of his turn. And looking now at Skaven, Rat Ogre is going to move, double move, and he's going to engage both of them. Alright, he's got 30 health and 4 toughness, so I don't think he's going to be too worried. Now slaves, the Chosen will double move, so he only moves 4, so 2, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get to here. Not quite. He's not 1 inch of the Skaven there. And looking now at the Skaven, the Plague Priest will, with his range of 2, he can move 6. So if he uses, he's got 2 range. Can he get 6? Oh yeah, he can just about. Oh, let me just check this. Yeah, he's not quite. He's got 2 range. If he moves 6, he's still not going to be able to quite get there. So he's going to have to use the rush double, the double for the rush ability to move extra, so he can move 7. And he's going to go there and be within 2 inches. So he's going to do now attack. And he has 4 attacks, 3 strength, 2 4, and the Marauder has 10 health and 4 toughness. So it's only 3 strength, so 5 6s, and he gets 1 5. That does 2 damage to the this chap here. So he goes down to 8 health. That's the end of the Plague Priest. And looking now at slaves, this chap will move 1 2 3 4, another 2 there. He can get up to here. And that's his turn. Now looking now at Skaven, we've got now the 5 Plague Monks, and what they do now is very important. So this Plague Priest will just run around here to nullify the advantage that Chaos have there, and so it's 3 all now. It moves now to Chaos. Chaos don't really want to move these. They want to leave them as wild cards. So it only makes sense now that they perform their attacks here. These guys, the question for them is, do they just want to disengage and just, I mean, should they I suppose they can each have an attack, and then we can work out what they should do then. So starting with this Marauder, he will attack, I suppose, this Rat Ogre, or should he attack that Rogue? Probably attack this Rat Ogre. So he only has a measly. Now there is a double and a quad. Chosen has 4, 5, 2, 5. He could potentially damage the Rat Ogre. Rat Ogre only got 4 toughness. Maybe the Chosen should go next, and he could probably use the quad. He's not going to get to lead the slaughter because he needs extra. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So does he want to use Rampage? Scrap that idea. Now that I saw the quad, I think what's going to happen is the Dark Oath will use it to Rampage. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he can take out at least one of those Skaven, they'll give them a big numbers advantage. It's a bit of a gamble, but he's got to actually do that. So he will move, then use the free move again, and then he's going to have 2 attacks. First attack, He's 4 strength, 4 toughness, 2 5 against 3 toughness, 8 health. So big roll here for the Dark Oath. New addition to this warband, needs to prove himself. Let's see what he can do here. So he's got two actions. So first 2 actions remaining. First one's attack. He does get a crit, which is 7. This is 7 damage. All right, not enough to kill. So he's going to attack him again, and he does kills him. So this guy's dead. All right, so that's his turn. It is a bit of a blow for Skaven now, because this guy can't leave that quadrant. The Chaos Warrior needs to stay there to score that quadrant. So this will be that they'll equal itself out at this stage. These guys are 3 against 3, so that equals out. And here it's 3 against 3. So it's good parity now for slaves. So really, what's in it for Skaven now is maybe to get some free attacks. So he'll hit the Dark Oath Chieftain. He's got 4 attacks, 3 strength, 1 4. And the Dark Oath's got 4 toughness. So 4 attacks, 3 strengths, only 5 6s, 1 4. Oh, he's got 4 damage there, and he's got 1 there, so it's 5 damage to the Dark Oath Chieftain. And question now is, does he just have another crack at him? Dark Oath has got 25 health, so he's not going to kill him. Does he just disengage and make it hard for the Dark Oath to get a whack on him? It's a really tough call for them. He's going to just disengage and move. I'll try and move at least 5 inches away. No, that's not going to do it. It's going to probably have to go down there. Oh no, sorry, the disengage is 3 inches. So you can only move 3 inches anyway. So all right, so there's a double left for slaves. Suppose these guys need to really stay there. They might as well have a free hit. So Chosen will use his doubles to attack the Rat Ogre. So Chosen has 4 attacks, 5 strength, 2 5. With the double, he'll have 5 attacks. He's going to use Onslaught. And just checking his... No, Chosen hasn't got any destiny or anything like that. Okay, so 5 attacks. And looking now at 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1s and 2s are misses. 2 hits and a crit. That is 9 damage on the Rat Ogre. And he will attack again. Those are hits because he's got 5 strength to 4 toughness. So again, that's a very good roll. That is another 5, 7, 9, 11. So in total, 20 damage to the Rat Ogre. Rat Ogre's down now to 10 life. So I'll just get 20 damage. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, now these 2 Skaven have yet to move, and I suppose he will attack. Might as well throw some attacks in against the the Chaos Warrior. So 4 attacks, needs 5 6s, and he gets 1 5, so that's 1 damage. And does he now disengage? Probably makes sense for him to do that. So he'll just disengage, stay out of harm's way a bit longer. And this Chaos Warrior will hit the Rat Ogre. Again, they're not very good, only got 2 attacks, 3 strength, so he needs 5 6s. He gets 1 hit, that's 1 damage, goes again, no damage. Okay, so 1 more damage to the Rat Ogre. He's on 21 damage, still got 9 life left. Now this chap here will it's a really tough call. Should he might just, he kind of wouldn't mind. Yeah, it's really tough. Probably wants to go here. Doesn't want the Chaos Warrior to get a free attack though, so I'll probably just move him about here. Alright, so that's the end for Skaven. Chaos Warrior, I think we'll just stay where he is. And now just this guy, he'll just attack this. Should he just attack the Rat Ogre? Should try and go around the, hit the plague. No, he'll just hit the Chaos. It's so useless, these attacks, but anyway, he'll hit that other Rat Ogre, so he'll just do 2 attacks. That's 1 hit for 1 damage. So 1 damage on the other Rat Ogre. Alright, I think everyone's moved, so we now go to the final battle round. Oh, quad, 2 singles for Skaven. Roll off to see who has the priority. Skaven does. Skaven would love to go. Well, I want to go first. I suppose they do. Maybe they don't. What's going first going to give you? I suppose the Rat Ogre's in a bit of a bad way, so maybe, yeah, they'll commit a single. Their wild dice, 3 to. Slaves have got 2 wild dice. They will and try and force a roll off. Actually, now they'll use both their wild dice and just go for to get the priority. Okay, no, at least that's a chosen. Try and knock off the Rat Ogre. So that probably makes the most sense. Okay. So battle round 3, first activation goes to slaves. The way the victory points currently are is they'll 2 each after the first battle round, and this at the end of the second battle round, Chaos scored 1 for having the Chaos Warrior in that quadrant. This was nothing for anyone, nothing for anyone, nothing for anyone. They all had equal numbers. So there's a numerical advantage to Slaves of Darkness at the moment by 1 model going into this 3rd round. They will go first, and the chosen has to try and deplete the remaining 9 life of that Rat Ogre, and that's going to be a huge huge plus for them. So using the double that they have, I'll just put the triple that the Skaven have over here. It's got 2 doubles. Now there's either the onslaught ability, which adds 1 attack for each action, which will take him up to 5. Or he could go imbued with dark power. No, he doesn't need to do that. He's already got high strength. So, okay, so he'll proceed with 5 attacks for his first action against that Rat Ogre. And he's got 5 strength against 4 toughness. So 3, 4, 5s will do 2 damage. Crits will do... Oh, okay, so it's 2. Oh, that's misses. That's 6 damage. Okay, so he's bringing the Rat Ogre down to 3 life. And... oh, well, that's it. He's done it. So crit, 2 hits. And the Rat Ogre is down. Alright, so now they're down a number. They need to get some kills. They do not want... I think the Rat Ogre has to go next. Let's have a look. It's looking really bad for Skaven here. But I think the Rat Ogre has to go next and try and kill both Marauders to get a numerical advantage back. So they do have a quad. And the Plague Priest too can make some attacks. Now look, the Plague Priest does have this ability called Lead from the Back, which is until the end of the battle round at half of the ability, which would be 3 in this case because it's half of 5, rounding up to the attack. So you could give 3 attacks to that Rat Ogre. They'll take the Rat Ogre up to 7 attacks, which is pretty insane when you're doing 4/8 damage. Alternatively, the Rat Ogre could just onslaught. Oh, sorry, rampage, which will give it an extra, give it 2 attacks. So we could go attack, attack, move, attack. That's a difficult one, really difficult one. Let me have a think. Look, I'm just going to go with the rampage. So he will attack this chap. He gets 4 attacks, 4 strength. Now the Marauders do have 4 toughness, so it's only needs, but it's 4/8. Absolutely insane. So 4 5s will do 4 damage, and that is a phenomenal roll. The Rat Ogre is mightily enraged because that is 4, 8, 12, 20 damage to this chap. And okay, he had a destiny too. I should have used that last turn. Okay, now he'll do a second attack on him. Again, another great roll. So that's your 8 damage you needed. He's on an 8 life. This is absolutely brutal. The Rat Ogre is starting to go out of control now because he's going to move and effect the bonus attack on the Chosen. This time he does have 5 toughness, and that is an absolute fail because that doesn't work. These two don't work because the Chosen actually has 5 toughness. The Marauders only had 4, so that altered his. So he did nothing to the Chosen, but he has knocked off 2 models, so that is putting Skaven a little bit back into the game. So now it is Slave's turn. Strykar is going to get involved now, and he's going to move here. He's got 2 range, so he can hit both Skaven without them hitting him, but look, he only has 1 attack. He's going to use a double just to give himself that extra attack. So he wants to make sure of this. So that's 6 attacks, and he needs 3 pluses, 3/5 damage. So yeah, he's done 10 damage straight off. So that guy's dead. All right, now the Skaven in a real bad way here. They're just quickly running out of numbers. They're going to have to concede this quadrant, obviously. They could still win this quadrant, so they've got to somehow win these two to draw up the game. It's not going to look like they will. It's in a very bad way. So he's under huge threats, and so is he. I mean, the best thing, they can't really win this. There's no way they're going to stop Chaos getting this quadrant. And I mean, they could try and tie up these ones up there. Really, they needed Rat Ogre here to do some damage to the Chosen. At least if they got him down to about 10 or so, maybe the Plague Priest could have moved and attacked with range. Now he's only got 2 inches range. Very tough for Skaven here. I really can't see but the best bet would be for a guy like he's got to get out of danger, quick, smart. But so does that guy up there. So this one, he's going to scurry over here. All right. So that leaves Dark Earth Champion really needs to knock this guy off. So he'll move in. He will use the remaining double to do onslaught, and that takes him up to 5 attacks. Okay, so 3 pluses, and he's really bringing home the bacon. So that's 10 damage. So that Skaven is gone, and that's really it for Skaven. They just cannot win. This Skaven, I mean, he just might as well move over here to try and nullify this point. He'll try and nullify this point, but Chaos are going to get this point, and Skaven most likely will get this point. Actually, what am I saying? He can just move into here now. He moves into there. Plague Priest might as well. Plague Priest could either try and win this, or, which I don't even think that's possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because he can go in, and he could actually go in here anyway. So the Plague Priest will just try and kill the Chosen. It's very unlikely, but is he actually within 2 inches? Yeah. Oh, no, he's not within 2 inches. No, he's not. So he'll have to move, and then he'll try and hurt him. Pretty unlikely. Yep, does nothing or fails. And he moves into here, so he nullifies. So it's 2 against 2. Chaos get a point here, Chaos get a point there, and that's nullified. So Chaos will end up with 5 victory points to Skaven's 2. And that's the end of the game. So let's look at the aftermath. So looking at the glory points for slaves that they played, it gives them plus, there's 3 points just for playing. They won the so that's another 2, that makes it 5. They didn't down the leader. They did take a third of the force, so that's another one. That's 6, and I think that's it. So 6 plus the 1, at 7. For Skaven, they get 3 for playing. They get 1 because the opponent's got at least 2 territories. That's 4. And I don't think they quite got a third down. They only got a quarter of them down, so they just get plus 4. And moving now to the I think it's the Destiny. Let's have a look. Okay, so starting off with Strykar. So he needs a 6 to see if he gets a Destiny. No. Marauder here. No. The Chaos Warrior. No. Allies, did they get it? I think they do. Yeah. Dark Oath. No. The Chaos Warrior at the back. Nah. Chosen. Nah. And I think that's it. Looking now, Rat Ogre, who survived, he gets, yep, he gets a Destiny, and he is the one with the he's got the right-handed blade. So right-handed blade, he gets 1. The Plague Priest, no. The Skaven at the back there, no. And Skaven over at the far end there next to the bell tower, no. So I think that's it for Skaven. They only had 4 figures at the end. Looking now at the injuries. So this is always the fun bit. There's been a lot of blood this campaign. And let's have a look here. So Rat Ogre, so from memory, just unless you get a 1. Oh, 61, he's fine. The one next to him, he's got a Destiny, 35. Oh, 35 could be he loses a Destiny. I need to check that. Yes, 35 is lost favor, so he will lose his Destiny. Next chap. Oh, cracked rib. Okay, so subtract 1 from toughness. Okay, 6. So it's, and then the last one. Let's see what happens to him. 21. That's another injury, fractured arm. He has 1 less attack. Okay, it is casual, not casual, sorry, temporary. Arm, -1 attack. Okay, looking now at slaves. This Marauder, he's fine, and the other Marauder, he's fine. So now looking at the artifacts, red is 10s. Let's do slaves. 21. Nets them raw spawn flesh. So they roll a die. Oh, okay, the toughness is equal to the value of the roll. Alright. Oh, okay, remove a number of damage points allocated to the bearer equal to double the... Oh, okay, that's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, now we'll do the Skaven one. Oh, 63. Skaven will get Scryer Time Sparker. Oh, Rampage. That's a free Rampage. I realised that slaves had 5 victory points from the last game, looking up against the brutes, so they're actually going to get that 3rd territory. See what they get for that, and it is nothing of note. Alright, so that actually does leave them on 1, so I don't know what I've done there. So but you had 5 before, plus 6 is 11, 11 minus 10, so they actually got 1, and I actually already that's the Skaven game just now. Alright. Alright, now see if the old ruins will give slaves an extra glory. It doesn't. Now we'll see if Angra Travos, he's the Chaos Warrior over here, whether his eye gets fixed up. He's on a temporary injury. No. So he gets one less attack still. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. So another victory for Strykar Demonblood. His infamy grows. His new recruits have done well. And let's see what lays store for him in the future. I feel a bit sorry for the Skaven in that it really wasn't a great objective for them to have this chaff all spread out, but that's just how it goes. And see what is in store for the next one.